All right, we're on the last day of learning for this unit. We're going to do compound inequalities one more day. It's going to be the or type word problems. So these are the ones that are going to be shaded away from each other if you were to shade them. And only one of these pieces has to be true in order to make the inequality true. So it could be the left side or the right side. With the and type of inequalities, we shaded in the middle, and both of them had to be true in order to make the inequality true. So let's get started here about the keyword. This isn't the easiest one we got. It's just the keyword or. So when you see the keyword or here in these word problems, you know that you're dealing with an or problem. So it's going to be set up where you're going to have a variable plus an amount for each one of these inequalities. One's going to be less than a total, or you're going to have a variable plus an amount that's going to be greater than the total that they give you. So that's how all these will be set up. So let's keep that in mind and just keep looking at that every time that we do these problems. So it says for the first example, in order to offer a class, a school must have less than 30 students or more than 50. If 20 students have already signed up, how many more must sign up in order for the class to be offered? So these totals that we see, I see a less than 30 total and a more than 50 total, right? And it says if 20 students have already signed up, so this would be my amount that's on the left side. How many more must sign up in order for the class to be offered? So the variable that we're talking about maybe might be S for my number of students that I need. So let's just label that as S. You can label it whatever letter you want, right? It doesn't matter. So now if we keep that in mind up top, our inequality that we're going to set up would be for the less than one, we have S plus the 20. That'd be the amount that they gave us. And then we have less than, and I think it says less than 30. And then it says the word or, so I'm going to put the word or there. And then it says we're going to use the same exact left side always, S plus 20. And then it says more than 50. So the left side stays the same for both of them. The right side is going to switch from a less than and a number to a greater than a number. And then when we solve these, it's pretty easy now. We just got to subtract 20 from both sides. And then we get S is less than 10 or S is greater than 30. So that's our first one. So I'll give you a second to write that down. All right, so for the sentence that we're talking about, we would just describe what we just wrote down. So the number of students would be less than 10. And 10 or more than 30. 30. So something simple. That's just what I see right here, right? I just described that students less than 10 or students greater. That's a greater than sign. It's kind of crappy, sorry. So that's how they're all going to be set up. Almost the same basic setup over and over again. So Rick needs to rent a car. He can pay less than $40 for a car, or for a compact car, or more than $65 for a luxury. So he's got a choice here. If his company will pay $35 for him, how much of his own money will he have to will he need to rent a car? So we'll just say X is Rick's money because this is his own money. So one side is going to be the less than 40 side, right? Or the other side is going to be more than, 65? So we just got to figure out what variable. So we know the variable is X. And then we got to figure out what else. Well, I think the only other thing was it's this $35 is what he's going to pitch in himself. So no matter if he's renting the bad car or the small car or the big car, he's pitching in the same $35. So now if we were to take a look at this, set this up appropriately, we have subtract 35 on both sides. And we have less than 5 or he's going to pay greater than 30. So if he wants to drive a small car, then he doesn't have to pay a lot of his own money. If he wants to drive a big, nice car, he's going to have to pay more than $30 a day. It'd probably be smarter to get the smaller compact car. So we would say Rick will need to pay less than $5 or more than, what was that? $30. So that's what we're looking for that one. So that's Rick and how much he's going to pay to rent a car. Take a look, let me know. Well, you can't let me know, but if you're confused, then make sure that you just pay attention to the next few too. All right, so let's keep rolling here. Oh, there's a new page. So press pause if you need more time. I'm going to the new page. All right. The next one says John and Susan are saving to buy a house. In a bad month, they save less than $150. In a good month, they save more than $400. If they've already saved $80, how much more do they need to save? All right. So the variable we'll say is X is the amount they need to save, because that's what it's asking for. How much do they need to save? So I always just label my variable as the one thing that it's asking for in the end. And then, ooh, 1 second. Let me watch. Okay, good. By inequality, I see a less than 150 or a greater than, what was it? More than 400. So the variable is X for both of these left sides. And then what else did they give us? Oh, they already saved 80 themselves. So it's going to be plus 80 for both of these. So now, if we were to solve, we would subtract 80 from both sides. And we get X is less than 70, or X is greater than 320. So then my sentence would be, they need to save less than 70 or more than 320. Oh, I'll let you pause that right there if you need it. And if you don't, let's keep rolling. Keep moving along here. All right. So now in a sports league, the record for wins in a season is less than 4 or more than 12. If a certain team has already or has 2 wins already, how many more can they have and set a record? So I think this is going to be W for number of wins, because that's what we're talking about. They're asking how many more wins can they have to set a record for being really bad or really good. So my inequality, it says less than 4 or more than 12. They already have 2, so it'd be, oh, not X, we use W, sorry. W plus 2 for both of these, because that's how many wins we already have. And we're not sure with the W how many wins they need for both of these. So we'd subtract 2 from both sides. We'd get W is less than 2, or W is greater than 10. And then we have our answer, because our W's are by themselves. So then I'd say, to break a record, they need less than 2. So that'd be if they're a really bad team. Or more than 10 wins. So that'd be our answer for 3. Pause here or take a picture. I'd just pause it since it's online. And the last one, Chris is a streaky jump shooter. She has bad nights where she scores less than 8 and good nights where she scores more than 20. She gets 2 points for each shot she makes. How many shots can she make for each type of night? So I'll say S is her number of shots she makes. So let's do this inequality now. So it says less than, 8 on a bad night or more than 24 on a good night. She gets 2 points for each. So that's where we're going to use multiplication. This is our first multiplication one and last one. So it'd be 2x, and you divide by 2. And you get x is less than 4 or x is greater than 12. So those would be my two answers for her number of shots. So the sentence would be, what is it, Chris? Chris can make less than 4. That's on a bad night. Or more than 12. That's on a good night. That's it. If you have any questions, make sure you contact your teacher. And I'll see you in another unit or two. Take care.